Hopefully my microphone is working to start today's live stream. I did test, so I think it's good. But I am in a draft right now, so let's just get to this thing. Whoops. Stop that too early. My bad. I'll play you guys want me to play the intro one more time? I'll play the intro one more time. Man, doing everything on my own. I need kitchen over here. The intro does slap. That's why I had to play it again. I got the 111 in this draft. So we're on the opposite side of the board as last time. Good to see everyone in here. Like I said, I'm going to be doing these a lot more often. Did one a couple days ago, especially once the draft guide's out there and I'm not having to work on that a ton, which has really been my where my time's gone throughout the month of June. Just working all day and then working all night on that thing. 111 should be interesting. You can go in a lot of different directions here. I've honestly gotten a lot of like 2 to 5. So it's good to get a little bit of a change in here. With good old JJpedia. What's going on, Jaquan? Pepper Tony, what's going on? Benton's been chatting in here. Look at Nico going 109. I love Nico this year, man. All right, so you got Puka there. I'm going to go Amon-Ra with this next pick. Feels pretty good to get. I mean, the first round is just really good. Thoughts on Kenneth Walker? I know you like him. Concerned at all? Are you talking about like the injury concerns? What's the... Oh, I think I'm going to go... I think I might go... Oh, I want to go Bowers. We'll go Brock. I'm not saying Brown and Brock Bowers. We're just on team hashtag or hashtag team get good guys. Yeah, I'm not overly concerned about Walker, but he definitely has, you know, there could be some injury proneness to his body. I'm not a massive believer in injury proneness, but I do think some guys just, you know, are built different in a good and bad way. But I've been high on Walker. Yeah, there's a lot of trends that favor him. You know, I think the Kubiak system should be good for him. I don't think we're going to see another 13% target share per game season, though, from him. I think that was a little bit of a grub thing. Based on my wide receiver T score, patent pending. Yeah, Benton put together a nice little like projection type model that he put in the late round fantasy football Discord, and he's been chatting about it. It was pretty cool. It's fun. It looks like you know, previous season numbers and stuff. Nico's projected wide receiver 8. Hard to ever feel super safe with running backs, mixing health concerns too. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I think that we can say that, you know, Walker might be a little bit more injury prone than some of these guys, some of these other guys, but at the same time, there's a risk reward because if he's totally healthy, we're going to feel pretty good about him. So I think it's baked in to some degree. If you look at like my rankings versus where DraftKings ADP is, Walker is definitely someone that my stuff likes a lot. "30 seconds too fast." Me. Good luck, JJ. You saying the draft clock being 30 seconds is too fast? I can only do one draft today, too. I got to go to my son's daycare and have desserts with dad, which I can't even eat because I eat gluten-free. There's no way whatever the chef is cooking up there, because they have like a cook, a chef. It's not as pretentious as it sounds, I promise. But he's cooking up some like cookies or something like that. There's no way I can eat them. I just drafted 11 half hour ago. Curious to see how JJ lays this out. I started Genty Bowers. Nice. Yeah, Genty was at 108. The 30-second clock is too much because you're used to the slow drafts. Are you in on Brees this year? I am in on Brees. Yeah. I got to adjust some of my rankings again after doing, I finally finished like for the draft guide. For those of you who haven't like purchased or read the draft guide in the past, it's really game theory driven. So like I'd say 80% of it, and look, it's going to be like 200 pages long. So it's a hefty document. Hopefully it reads well. You know, I see it as more of like you're buying a book, you know, just like a really hopefully enjoyable book because it's fantasy football related. But the first like handful of chapters are game theory driven and sort of like how I think about variance and stuff like that. And then I get into the positional stuff, which is quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end breakdowns. And like the way I analyze that stuff is I look at how players perform versus ADP expectation because we're playing against the market essentially in fantasy football. And so I find trends that the market generally doesn't uncover or think about or, factor in to their analysis. And so I finished tight end yesterday. So it's June 13th. The guide launches July 1st, which means I'm in a pretty good place in terms of the writing and stuff. It's not put together in the guide yet. Because we do, I have a cool design for it and stuff. I shared it on Twitter the other day, the new cover, which is like, it's a jungle theme this year, but I'm in a pretty good place with it. But I finally did all the positional stuff. And so I have different ideas for these players and like different trends that favor guys and don't favor guys. And Brees is one that I need to bump up in my rankings. Thank you, Pepper Tony. I love the cover. I think the theme, I love doing the themes. Like last year, we had the video game one. We had the space theme a couple years ago. And then this year's the jungle one, which should be fun. All right. So with Amon-Ra St. Brown, we're looking at Minnesota for week 17. Bowers, we're looking at the Giants. So that's not really going to come into play here. I think I'm going to go JSN, just take the best wide receiver available. Josh Allen sitting there is kind of nice, but I don't like going with two onesies like that early. There's just a lot of scariness to that. It could make it unique. I'll see if he falls. People are probably going to be mad that I didn't take Josh Allen there. I just don't like going with, oh my gosh, Josh Allen is still here. I got to get Josh Allen in the 4th, huh? Right? Like I have to get Josh Allen in the 4th. Fine. It'll make for good content, right? It'll make for good content. We're going to go with again, I'm going with hashtag team good players, but we're going to have only 2 quarterbacks and 2 tight ends on this team. And there's no correlation yet, but we're just drafting good guys. I mean, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Brock Bowers, JSN, and Josh Allen. That's wild. And I like when, I'm hoping that we get then quarterbacks going earlier. Cause like, you got to think this is the same thing in redraft that I've preached and talked about for years. But, when you take a quarterback early or tight end early, you're hoping that the rest of the group goes a little bit earlier than usual. Cause then you're getting a better value on that player. It's a great start. Yeah. It's just not, there's no correlation and stuff yet. And I'm not going to get, maybe Devontae Smith falls. Maybe I get Dallas Goedert to pair with Bowers. Josh Allen's nice though, because there's a lot of outs to pair him. Right. I love Khalil Shakir. Loved him as a prospect. Have loved him in the NFL, and I love him this year. There's trends that point to him being a pretty good value, a pretty good pick. But yeah, some of the Adunze is pretty early there. JMO going in the 3rd. It's pretty wild. You're saying you think the odds they have flourless chocolate cake at dad's and dessert is low? Yeah. Yeah, they will have regular flour in that. Just anyone but Josh Palmer. What's wrong with Josh Palmer? Bindles, you not a Josh Palmer guy? I'm not like huge on him, but I think he's fine. I've been getting a lot of Elijah Moore at the end of drafts. There's a drum beat going a little bit with Elijah Moore. Oh man, I think the 101 was thinking about getting Burrow there, and then the T Higgins team got him. That's why you got to just get Higgins at the turn. Actually, I shouldn't be saying that because the fact they didn't get Higgins at the turn, they're probably not thinking about stacking enough. Burrow over Hurts. I know that it seems wild, but it happens pretty frequently in these drafts. This is a wild draft. This is wild. Jalen Hurts is, where is he? The disrespect. Is there? I didn't know there was a Josh Palmer bit. My bad. Dude, if Hurts falls to me, I'm not going to pick Jalen Hurts. I'll just be mad. Yeah, Hurts really, and not only that, Hurts is the cover boy for this live stream. I think I jinxed it. What is going on? Why is Jalen Hurts going to be a late 5th round pick? Man, Hurts is going to be on the board whenever I'm there. This team is thinking about taking Hurts right now. You know it. Even though they took Jaden Daniels, they're like, this shouldn't be happening. All right, I got to see who I'm going to pick. I could go K Walker. That would be really nice with JSN. I'll switch to ADP. There goes Hurts. Okay. The Hurts stuff is so weird to me. Like the Eagles are going to throw a lot more this year. Yeah, we're gonna go Kenneth Walker. I know that we're going Kenneth Walker to pair him with JSN. Chuba, I'm not really that into Chuba. Kind of want to force it at wide receiver. Do I go Kamara or do I go Pick? We're going to go Pickens. I think we're going to go Pickens here. Am I high on Pickens? No, I haven't drafted a ton of them. We'll go Pickens, though. I just want to make sure that I'm not. JJ, what's your workout split? I'm a lifting nerd, so interested since I know you're fit. Yeah, I mean, like I try to just work out for my mentals and to, stay healthy for the kids and be able to run up and down stairs like I've been talking about on Twitter. I was always a cardio bro for a while, and then the last few months I really picked up my lifting game. So all I do, honestly, is about 45 minutes to an hour a day, every day. Try to get it done every day. Maybe 6 days a week. If one of those days I want to just go for like a long walk or something, or just I'm not able to because of dad life. But I alternate cardio to lifting every day. So today I did a chest and back workout. Tomorrow I'll do a Peloton. I do one HIIT workout a week, and then the other Peloton rides that I do, which is usually my cardio, are more long zone 2 stuff, like an hour long zone 2. So tomorrow I'll probably do like a 20-minute HIIT and then ride for like a half hour really easy after that. But then and then Sunday I'll do more arm workouts. But I've changed my lifting game up the last 2.5 months. I was never really like huge into it, but I've gotten more into it. I can see the allure, if you will. I wouldn't say I'm like amazingly fit. It's like one of the, like as people know, like diet is so important too. And I eat well. I just consume a lot. You got like, I'm not calorie counting or anything like that. I just work out for my mentals. Got to feel good. Yeah, everyone said Pickens. It's good. We're on the same page. I could even get Dak to pair with Josh Allen if he falls. But this could be a Geno team. I don't really want to go Darnold that much. Sorry, I'm on the wrong screen. I still think Kamara is kind of a value. People hate him because of the age. Yeah, the VO2 max stuff is important. I've done a lot of, I've obviously, I'm like most, have read like Atia's Outlive and stuff like that. If you're exercising 5 to 6 days a week, you're incredibly fit compared to the average person. I try, man. I try. I mean, my cardio is good. Last year I ran a half. My cardio is good for being a 37-year-old dad, I should say. Last year I ran a half, and bonked a little bit because of dehydration, but still did it. And it's cool because I like, when you're in an environment where you're not out of breath and stuff and other people are. It's just a good feeling that like you're working hard at that and feel good about it. Caleb Johnson greater than Henderson, greater than Pollard, greater than Jones, greater. I can't rank right now off the top of my head. I don't have Caleb Johnson ahead of those guys. No. Man, Khalil Shakir didn't fall. That's unfortunate. That would have been real nice. Let's see. What are we thinking here? This is kind of a dead area of drafts. There's no obvious like Carolina to go with the Seattle guys I have. I'm not going to go quarterback. Could go Diggs or Pearsall. I might go Pearsall. It's not very correlated. It's harder. It is harder on DK to get correlation going because people just don't care. I think we'll go Pearsall. I guess. You know what? Maybe we'll go Pacheco. Maybe we'll go Pacheco. No, you can't push quarterbacks on DK. All right, so we got Pacheco. This is just so uncorrelated right now. It's not the prettiest team, but it's got decent enough value. Let's just hope that they don't go Pearsall. Okay. We'll go Pearsall here. I mean, now as the next rounds, I got to force some correlation stuff. We're gonna have to think about it a little bit more. I like the players we're picking. It's just kind of all over the place. I pushed Burrow to 670 yesterday and got him. Wow, that's nice. Yeah, Pacheco was off to a strong start. It's the injury really derailed him. But yeah, with the exercise stuff, I've been a Peloton guy the last like 4 or 5 years. I used to be even better on Peloton, but now that I'm splitting up my exercise more, it's more about maintaining and being decent with my VO2 max. Here come the quarterbacks. Brian Robinson just feels like such a bad pick. I don't understand Brian Robinson. Like I have an ungodly amount of Austin Eckler. He just goes way too late. The projection for me between those two guys is not even, it's like they're like next to each other. So Goff pairs with Laporta and Montgomery. Okay. Here's the quarterback run. Eckler old, B-Rob not. Yeah. Eckler also was actually pretty good last year. I know that you were just quoting others, not yourself. All right. So what are we thinking here? We have this random Pearsall. We have this random Pacheco. We got this dude at the turn, or this person at the turn, did pair Evans with Baker and Godwin. So I think that they're being rational, which means, if I want to get Dak or something like that, if he's still there, I probably don't have to push that. Whoops. Yeah, we'll see if Dak's there. I don't have to push it though, is my point, right? So that's the good part about being in this spot. Could go also Tyrone Tracy and get, I kind of want to go Tyrone Tracy and get the correlation with Brock Bowers for week 17. But I think we got to go Keon Coleman. Let's just lock in the stack. And then at the turn, hope that this person is not going to get Dak and then be done at quarterback. You know, it's a little bit of a reach for Coleman, but you know, when you're at the turn or like close to the turn, you can't really your beggars can't be choosers. You got to kind of force it if you want that stack. Because I wasn't going to get Keon Coleman any other part of the draft. I think part of the reason why Coleman has these ADP is because usually this next round towards the end is where he'd go for the team that drafted Allen more towards that side of the draft. So we can get Dak here. Okay, so we stacked both our quarterbacks now. Cool. All this talk of gluten-free desserts reminded me my gluten-free bakery has cinnamon rolls this weekend. That's awesome. I'm actually not celiac. But it helped me with some other health-related things. Yeah, Dak with 4th round Allen does feel pretty good. Yeah, if any of you guys are feeling kind of crummy, just try eating gluten-free for like 2 weeks. Just try it. I eat dairy-free too. I kind of want to test that a little bit more. But I haven't. Tyrone Tracy I've gone back and forth with. I think I'm going to be in on him more than the market. Or at least in terms of like my Scatterboo split with him. I think. But it's pretty early. It's an ambiguous backfield though. We want to target those kinds of backfields. He's a decent pass catcher. He does have some concerning previous season yards per route run stuff that I talked about on the show this week and in the newsletter and on the late round fantasy football show. But I still think that he's interesting. I vary my builds on DK. I like 0 RB there because the extra 2 rounds means a couple. Yeah, I agree. That's something that Neil Orfield talked about on becoming a best ball bro. Was the fact that you can get like the Justice Hill types. You know, I'm Austin Eckler. Eckler would be great for this build because of week 17, Dallas getting Washington. Honestly, he would be great if he was there. I mean, you can see it. Let me see here he is. I have him ranked 135 and he goes 153. And again, my rankings here input ADP. So I'm even higher than that on Eckler. But let's look. We could go Javonte, who apparently I'm a little bit higher on than the market. Jaden Blue. How many wideouts do we have right now? 5. Javonte and Eckler would be kind of nice for this build, even though it's just so ugly. It's a really, really ugly kind of turn, but Javonte this late, pretty attractive. And then I could always go to Jaden Blue if Javonte goes right here. But I'm going to go Javonte if this guy doesn't go Javonte. They'll probably go Javonte. Maybe they're tuning into this live stream. No. All right, we'll go Javonte. Stack Dallas a little bit more. And then we will go with, I know that it's an ugly pick, right? I know. I get it. I could go Goddard here too, but I want to go Eckler. Yeah, it's too early for Besh. He's not even playing with the ones right now. All right, we're going to go Eck. Fits this build really well. We got a week 17 game stack. Really could have gone Goddard there to just close up tight end, but with Bowers and there's like a guy like Brenton Strange or whomever, I could just get at the end of the draft or like the next round. Also Kincaid, hopefully would slip, but the thing is, I have Bowers. I don't need to force tight end I think Besh is still okay. Like I didn't mind him as a prospect. I was kind of mid with him, but um right now the way they're deploying their offense, it sounds like, is Jacoby Myers is playing a lot in the slot, which leaves like Deontay Thornton and Trey Tucker on the perimeter. I don't think it's like that's the locked in. Like it doesn't make any sense to me. What makes sense to me is Jacoby Myers plays more on the perimeter with, and he can move inside out. Jack Besh is the slot guy, and then Thornton and Turner are rotating on the perimeter. Yeah, Kincaid would be great, but again, we'll see what happens. Oh, I didn't realize that Besh hadn't signed his rookie contract. Is that real? Trey Tucker and Thornton are perimeter guys right now. They're the field stretchers, and Thornton. That's what Thornton does. Like that is his MO. Not even had pretty bad college production, but was great on a per route run basis. Deontay Thornton. I don't really follow the rookie contract stuff, to be honest with you, because I just make the assumption that they're going to be. But like, it seems like a lot of stuff has popped up this year in particular. There goes Kincaid. I'm not surprised. So that's a good lookout. Yeah, Ferguson is someone that Jake Ferguson, we could look at in this build. And we also need some more Bills wideouts. And we didn't get a bring back with the Eagles. That's okay. It's not the end of the world. I know Brenton Strange. I've gotten a lot of Brenton Strange. We do need another tight end, though. It's a pretty fun team. Just hope there's decent values later. We'll probably get Elijah Moore on this team, and I'll reach for Elijah Moore. It's not like there's a big difference between like round 16 to round 20. Yeah, or Palmer. Palmer should still be there. We'll throw him up. I've got a ton of Rashad White. I mean, you can see I'm 11 spots ahead of ADP, but like in best ball, it feels kind of like on this platform in particular, like full PPR, contingent upside, good offense. We know that when he's not had Bucky Irving, he was an RB1, low end RB1 in fantasy, and he could still have some value just naturally throughout the season. Like give us some spiked weeks. I don't really understand why he goes behind. I don't know. Oh, J.K. Dobbins went. He also, I keep forgetting about getting Dobbins just because I average with ADP. I'd rather get my guys in round 19 and 20 than get some four-string wide receiver to force a stack. I mean, the thing is, I don't really mind Elijah Moore. I don't disagree. Like, I'm not going to just get a guy to get a guy. Why is Philly going to throw more this year? Because it's almost impossible for them to throw as little as they threw last year. It's just general regression. It's just really, really difficult for teams to maintain that. Because game scripts won't go the same way, all that kind of stuff. How are you prioritize Roshan and Monangai in the later rounds? Easily Roshan for me. All right, we'll go. I just saw they took our boy. We can go Ertz. I don't have that much Ertz. So let's go Ertz as our tight end too, because that'll pair with that week 17 correlation, and then hopefully we can just get Palmer on the way back. We should be able to get Palmer. It's going way later. Philly's pass attempt numbers were like crazy, crazy low, that is. All right, we'll get Palmer here. We'll pair him up with Josh Allen. All right. That means, look, the rest of this draft, like we're now correlated relatively well with our quarterbacks, and we have a little Seattle thing going. The rest of this draft can be about value, or a lot of the draft can. Yeah, like look at I'll pull it up right here. Jalen Hurts last year threw the ball 361 times in 15 games. Like, as the year prior, he was at 538 in 17 games. I don't know what the attempts per game is, but I mean, like, he could realistically throw 150 more times this year. It's really, really weird to me that the market is doing what it's doing with Jalen Hurts. I don't understand it. Especially the tush push didn't get banned. I could maybe understand it if the tush push got banned, but I think I'm going to have him as like a target in my draft guide this year because of the way that people are ranking him. You know, he could beat QB4. That's fine. Like, I understand the allure with Jaden Daniels. And I think there's a big 4 and there's an obvious gap afterwards. Like, in a non-best ball environment, in a regular redraft environment, I'm not going to have any Burrow in redraft at his cost, right? I'll have him at QB5, but he shouldn't be as close as he is to the guys who we predictably know are going to be the top quarterbacks in fantasy. That's what we've seen over the last 6 years. There's such a good connection and correlation between preseason ADP and postseason result for those early round guys. Someone said Roshan or Jalen Wright. I don't know who I have ranked ahead. Probably, I don't know. I have a lot of both of them, if that is helpful. Keon Coleman or Scadaboo in Dynasty. I can look at my rankings. I have Coleman. I think I know the answer to this, but I'm just looking it up. Yeah, I have Coleman a little bit ahead. It's not much, not by much though. Not by a terrible amount. Roshan and Wright are back to back in your rankings right now. That's why I asked. Look at you. You're put me on the spot with guys who are back to back in my rankings. Okay, I gotta focus. We can go Keenan Allen. His ADP is gonna rise after he gets drafted or signed somewhere. We can go that direction. We can go. I mean, Romeo Doubs is just like someone I just keep getting because he just shouldn't be this low. I might just go that route. We need another running back too. Justice Hill. That'll pair with Romeo Doubs. I always go back and forth with Doubs and Dobbs. Doubs and Wicks dead. Savion is the future. I've actually drafted Savion. All right, we're getting Justice Hill, baby. Just get some cheap production. That's all that is. You get that right here. You get that week 17 correlation going. I like that turn. Gives us some beef at those positions. Do you find it difficult to adjust for outliers and outlier metrics in your prospect guide? Example, Travion Henderson is receiving back. Can you explain what you mean by that? You mean like Travion Henderson didn't have like gaudy receiving numbers in college and how I adjust for that? Is that what you mean? Yeah, Jalen McMillan, I haven't really understood that either. I don't think I've drafted him at all aside from Baker stacks and Tampa Bay stacks. Like, to me, he's the clear-cut wide receiver 4. And, Godwin might be slow to start, but we're talking about the end of the season that's going to be more important anyway. This team is better than the other day. The team I drafted the other day, I would say. Just need to get some young running backs late here. If you're referring to Travion, though, as a pass catcher and that his receiving metrics weren't like out of control, like his best season reception share was still like under 10%. His breakout score was really good. Look at El Oso, like in the other team. Sorry, yes, Henderson's receiving numbers as a primary receiving back, constantly competing with first-round wide receivers in Ohio State. I know you have the teammate score, but Henderson seems like an outlier. Yeah, but I have breakout score as well. So breakout score at running back is based on receiving yards per team pass attempt, and it's adjusted for experience. And Travion Henderson was really good there because he did really well as a rookie. Sorry, freshman. All right. Gotta focus real quick. We can go Jerome Ford just to get some more random production. I'm gonna go to ADP. Darius Slayton again that's for Vegas. I don't mind getting Ford because I think he's still going to play a role and they could be in negative game scripts. Like, I like him more than Sampson. I might go Ford. Just another pass catching back, just a body. They're going to be in negative game scripts. Yeah, Ford over Sampson for me. I just didn't think Sampson was that great of a prospect. I'm not going to get a third tight end with Bowers, no. All right, we'll go Darius Slayton with the other one because then we get a little bit of that action with Bowers. Yeah, we could. I do think that this is a team that could go 3 tight end, even with Bowers. But we'll see. We'll see where we're at. Actually, I'm not going to go 3 tight end. With Bowers and Ertz, no. We might want to throw a Jalen Tolbert dart. Probably should have thought about that last round. Yeah, AD Mitchell. I have a ton of AD Mitchell as well. Oh, we can go Jonathan Mingo. Yeah, I wish it had more rookie, like some younger guys too. It's a pretty we have Pearsall as a potential breakout, Keon Coleman. But yeah, it's like a steady Eddie team, not like huge breakout team. And I'm a big rookie guy, as you guys know. Thoughts on Theo Johnson? I think he's a pretty good value as well. I just am not going to go that direction. We'll get a rookie running back to end. Maybe Monungai. Pair him with Ricky Pearsall. I don't think I have Monungai. I need to edit that too, just based on some of the reports coming out. Monungai would actually fit this build decently. Yeah, Mingo's very washed. Mingo was washed when he entered the league. There goes Jalen Tolbert. I should have taken Tolbert. That was my bad. But we do have Pickens. It's fine. Mostert's probably still there, but I don't think I want to. I want to get youth. Was he taken? Oh, yeah, he went right after me. I'm not going to go Keaton because I took Justice Hill. We're looking at one of these pass-catching rookies. Or, sorry, Brashard Smith as a pass-catching rookie, and then Monungai is like the early down guy. We can go Taj Brooks, throw him in there too. We also have Kansas City. We can go Vele. I like Devon Vele as a last round pick. Since we have Pacheco, we can pair him for week 17. Brashard Smith and Devon Vele would be sweet for this build. Don't you love when you're sweating a 19th and 20th round pick? Yeah, I know it's two teams from the same team. I forgot. I didn't really fully think about that. Maybe I won't go Brashard Smith because of Pacheco. Or maybe we just do it. And we capture the backfield. You know, the ETR guys have talked about this being more viable than people think. We're going to capture that backfield a little bit. Because I think Brashard Smith can, I mean, he's a receiving back. So he can do a lot there. And then we'll get Vele. We need a wide receiver with this last pick. Or Wicks. But I'm going to go Vele. Late round sweats is a good feature name. Yeah, that is fun. We could have like when we get to the 17th round, have like a video play where it's David Kitchen just sweating, just dripping, and it's late round sweats. All right, we're going to go Vele with the last pick. This team feels pretty good. All right. Let me go to the big board, show you guys from the beginning. We started Amon-Ra St. Brown and then Brock Bowers, got JSN, had Josh Allen fall to the 4th, Kenneth Walker. So we had only a Seattle correlation through 5 rounds. Pickens was not correlated. Pacheco was not correlated. Pearsall was not correlated. And then we got Keon Coleman, a little bit of a reach, but we did force the stack. Dak Prescott to pair with George Pickens. Javonte Williams to pair with our Dallas stack. Austin Eckler for the bring back in week 17 for Dallas, and same with Zach Ertz. Josh Palmer to pair with Buffalo. Romeo Doubs is just a random one, but then we got Justice Hill next for that week 17 game with the Ravens and Packers. Then it's Jerome Ford, no stack there. No game stack there. Darius Slayton got the Giants Vegas stuff going on, right? Brashard Smith, you know, I don't love pairing the same backfield, but I do think they play separate roles, and Brashard Smith is a big play guy. Getting some love too out of camp. Needed a rookie too. We needed like someone young. And then Devon Vele as a bring back for that week 17 game. How are you guys rating this one? Out of 10. Give me your ratings in chat. Let's hear your ratings. And then after the stream is done, comment the rating and like the YouTube channel and the video. 6.5. I'm surprised it's that low. I thought this one was better than last one. Last one's got more like 7s. Yeah, there you go. You got another 6.9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 7.5, 7.8. I actually think that when we have drafts that are in that like 7 to 9 range, that those are the teams that end up doing well. I agree. I mean, this wasn't like a smash of a team, but I don't think it was horrible. No Kyle Williams. Good point. Good point. Very good point. But yeah, that's going to do it for today. I got desserts with dad, with my son. I got to watch other people eat dessert. Very steady Eddie team. It'll probably be competitive. Will it win? Probably not. But all you need is a little bit of luck, right? Things just go your way. Appreciate all of you guys for hopping on, chatting. Always a lot of fun. We'll be doing these all summer long. I'll be doing a couple of them next week. I have a short week next week. So I'll try to squeeze 1 or 2 of them in. But all you dads out there, I know a lot of you in chat are dads. Or if you can speak to your dad, or if you know dads, happy Father's Day to all of you. Enjoy your family. Enjoy your children. They're the greatest thing on earth. I'll talk to you guys next week.